How to learn English. The secret to learning English quickly isn't much of a secret: increase your exposure to the language. Ideally, you should be surrounded by English 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's why going abroad is such an effective way to learn a language. But if travel isn't an option, you can still create an English immersion environment at home. Do it by reading in English, listening to English podcasts, watching TV in English, speaking to people in English at work, making English-speaking friends online, etc. At first, this sounds daunting, but you can do it if you take it one step at a time. First, think of something you're already doing every day. Let's pretend you like to jog while listening to a sports podcast. Now look for a sports podcast in English. Google is your friend. When you jog tomorrow, listen to it. Congratulations, you've just converted 30 minutes of your day into English. Repeat this procedure to convert chunks of your day bit by bit. If you read the newspaper, switch to an English language paper. If you watch football, watch the match on a British TV station. If you cook, use recipes from American websites. If you make pottery, find an English language pottery forum where you discuss your craft. Everything you're already doing can be done in English, guaranteed. You can also start to do new things in English too, of course. Do you have English-speaking colleagues? Send them friendly emails. Chat with them in the empty minutes before a meeting begins. Are there foreign tourists in your city? Find out if you can volunteer at one of the sites they visit, a museum, a park, a monument. Or maybe your airport or train station needs volunteers. You can also go hang out at one of those places informally and help people who look lost. Just be careful not to be creepy about it. Is there an expat community in your city? Look on Facebook for American, British, or Canadian cultural associations. They may have monthly or bi-monthly meetups you can attend. These tend to be informal events in a bar or restaurant and are open to everyone. How to stay motivated while learning English. One of the most common mistakes people make when trying to learn English is underestimating how long it will take. Everyone says children are natural language learners, but they're 2 years old before they even start to form sentences. Learning English is a long-term goal. Be patient with yourself. Staying motivated over months or years is a major challenge, but it's essential if you want to master English. A huge body of research proves it. Here are a few tips to keep your motivation high. Do things in English that you already like doing. If you're having fun while speaking English, you'll be less inclined to quit. Follow your passions. Make English a habit. Build it into your everyday life. The less you have to think about it, the more likely you are to use English every day. Automatically. Keep a learning journal. Write down what you're doing to improve your English, and keep track of milestones like your first movie in English without subtitles, your first meeting in English, or your first date with an English speaker. Award yourself prizes for accomplishing specific goals. The prizes can be big or small. A new shirt, a candy bar, a trip to London. Your brain is wired to detect which types of activities deliver rewards. If you make English one of those activities, it will automatically motivate you to learn English. Which English learning methodology to choose? Every English course uses a different set of course materials, whether it's a textbook from Oxford University Press or printouts the school has made up on their own. In addition, different teachers have different teaching methods. Some involve lots of memorization and grammar instruction. Others jump straight into speaking English with games and role-playing. There is no one methodology that will work for every student. In thinking about your own English learning goals and learning style, look back at how you've learned English in the past. What works well for you? What have you found pointless or boring? What do you enjoy doing in English, and what are you afraid of? By giving your prior experience with English a careful review, you can probably figure out what type of learning environment will be right for you. How to learn spoken English at home. It's a great idea to learn new words, read them, and repeat them on our own. However, we also need to practice using them in conversation with native English speakers. There is no alternative to learning English with a partner. It remains the best way to learn a new language. There is more to learning new vocabulary than simply learning a new word. We need to learn the word, its meaning, its form, its pronunciation, and its tone and register. It would be a misstep to use an informal word in a formal situation. It's also important to practice English with a partner to ensure we can be understood when speaking English. Our partner can help us form the appropriate tenses and correct errors before they become habits. We need to keep information moving from our brains to our mouths to speak fluently, and an English-speaking partner can make sure it's done in the right way. In addition to speaking with native English speakers, there are a lot of things you can do to learn English at home. Follow our step-by-step guide to reach your English language goals without leaving the comfort of your home. English pronunciation is challenging, and there are a lot of aspects to consider. First, we need to learn the word and the sounds of each letter in a word. Then, we need to hear a native speaker say the word to figure out the number of syllables and the stressed syllable in the word. Finally, we need to listen to native speakers use the new word in a sentence so that we can use it correctly too. Watching TV shows in English is a great way to expose ourselves to new pronunciation and to improve our rhythm when speaking English. English TV shows are great for learners at any level. In the beginning, we can use subtitles to help us and rewatch movies and series we have watched in our mother tongue. Simply exposing ourselves to the sounds of English is enough to start off. As we develop our listening skills, it's important to rely less and less on the subtitles, and, one day, we'll be able to turn them off and watch new movies in English. There are countless English sitcoms and TV shows for everyone to enjoy, such as Friends, 2.5 Men, and The Simpsons. The best thing you can do to start is watch a TV series or movie that you have already watched so that you are familiar with the plot and storyline. Just remember to set your goals according to your English level. Don't expect too much too soon, or else you'll feel discouraged. Play games in English. If you enjoy playing video games, why not play them in English? There is a massive community of English-speaking video game players, and, chances are, you will find a speaking partner who will practice speaking English with you. There are also countless English resources and online videos about different games. If you enjoy a game, you can follow English streamers online and watch YouTube videos about the game in English to develop two interests at once.